But if you use enough words together, it will invoke interest. I'll go into that a little bit later. But saying it well is your tactical side of marketing, the outside perception. Saying it often, that is getting the message out there. Making sure that people on the buying cycle of interested in what you sell are hearing that. And it's education versus domination. It's one thing to dominate them and basically be, what do they call it, Guido, and walk up to somebody and threaten them to pay you, right? Versus walking up and asking nicely. That's education versus domination. It's done in marketing, either ineffectively or effectively. And that comes to what? The M word. Message. You still with me? Sometimes when people don't respond, I just sit here and start smiling at you until you just smile back. And I'm like, okay, did I get a smile for anybody? And then usually I can tell the people that already hate me, and I'm like, okay, sorry. Two sides to every business. You have to focus on the inside reality. Inside reality is your people, your staff, the things that make you important to the marketplace. Your performance. It's what you built your business on. Texas Security Bank, what do they build everything on? Well, this is one thing. They try to bring someone in that can help you get a new perspective on business, right? On marketing, on email blasts, on SEO, on whatever else. That's their inside reality. What's their outside perception? You have to tell us. You have to tell Sean and the other guys that work here, right? Because their outside perception is only what you believe. Have they done a good job of portraying their inside reality? The outside perception is, again, what you believe. It's what consumers see as your inside reality. So people have to understand what your inside reality is. Your sales and marketing build your outside perception. So again, your message. If any of you have kids, I'm going to use one quick scenario here. If you have kids, think about it this way. How many times have you told your kid one thing and they go, no, you didn't say that? Or better yet, I'll use my wife as the scenario. How many times have I turned to my wife and said, hey, blah, 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 and what does she take away from that conversation? Something completely different, right? I love you, honey, but it happens the same way. When she tells me something, I go off the other end. That's communicating powerfully versus not. The inside reality and outside perception don't often match up. I'm going to drive this point home because it's very important for you to understand. Your inside reality is heavy, your outside perception is poor. Why? Because you're the business owner and you're sitting here looking at your own business and you're saying, oh, we're already explaining everything well. We're already doing this great. We have a great outside perception. Do you? Well, all of our customers tell us we do. What about the people that aren't your customers? Yeah, they're your customers because they do love your inside reality. But what do they see your outside perception as? What about the people that aren't talking to you? What about the people on the street that you drive by and never talk to once? Communicating with a stronger message. Making sure that what you're telling people is the key to this. Platitudes is a no-no. Platitudes are words or phrases that are common and overused in a marketplace. Words that lack power to invoke powerful meaning or emotion. Platitudes are things like, we're the best, we're the greatest, we've been in business since 1968, we're better than anyone else, better quality, better service. Now, none of you wrote this down, or I'd ask you to go back to it. Well, maybe one of you did. But think about what I asked you before. What's the one thing that would make you stand apart from all of your competition? What's that one thing? Now ask yourself, is it a platitude? Now let's go into the 3 tests. The first one is scratch out right in. If you have an ad, take that ad and cross out your company's name. Here's your company name, Olympic Cabinet Company. Okay? They're in Kansas City. This is one of their ads that that they created before I walked in the door. What does this look like? Here's the question on the scratch out right in short. If I scratch that out and I put in Ramsey Cabinet Company, could I not say the same thing that they're saying? Does my ad not look exactly like theirs? If you saw this in the yellow pages, does it not look like every other ad around it? Maybe. If you say no, I passed that test. Great, good for you. Let's go to the second test. Well, I would hope so. What are you saying on your website or in your marketing that would make me say, well, I would hope so. Here's a bank. It's not Texas Security. This is a bank. This is a national bank. And this is on their homepage. What does it say? Bank wherever, whenever, however you want. Well, I would hope so. You're a bank. You hold my money. And that's what you're telling me on your website? Why would I come choose to bank with you when that's what you say on your website? What makes that any better, different, or worse, or more relevant to my life? Guys, think about it. Think about it seriously. When you make your own buying decisions, do you not make your decisions based on what is relevant and important to your life? The answer is yes, in case you didn't catch that. You make decisions based on what you want, right? When you bought your car, you based that on what you want, not what someone else wanted for you. How does that tell you what you want? The third one is, who else could say that? Who else can say that in your marketplace? I use cash for gold. I don't know if you live. I always say if you live in Dallas, which I guess we all do. I'm used to traveling, you can tell. In Dallas, they have these. What is it? Just some crazy commercials about cash for gold. Everyone's seen these, right? You know, Fuller's Jewelry Store. And what do they tell you? A bunch of platitudes. We pay more. Cash for gold. Did you realize, though, that all the companies are not the same? They really aren't. There's a lot of scam artists out there. Different companies pay different price per ounce. But yet every commercial that you see is exactly the same. Exactly. So the question comes down to, who else could say that? Most companies don't pay top dollar. Only a few actually do. But how can we tell who does and who doesn't? They don't quantify it on their commercials. So are they saying it often? Yeah. But are they saying it well? How many of you wanted to go out, if you're going to sell your gold, and go to Fuller's? Nobody? Why not?
Okay, well, wait, I have a question. So
Yeah.
Fuller's does have something. They say that they were chosen by the Dallas Morning News to be the best place to
But
sell
how?
gold.
How did Dallas Morning News
I'm
go
saying,
about?
obviously I remember that, but I don't remember
But
anything
let's look at it
else.
this way.
It must have been
If you
good.
want to use that, there was a Texas governor, or a guy from Texas running for governor, right? And he said that Dallas Morning News was endorsing him, but yet he lost. Just because Dallas Morning News in Dallas is endorsing something, does that have any relevance on you?
No, but
Does
I'm
anyone
saying,
know-
would that be the who else could say that then?
It's who else could say that, but you have to take all three tests and connect them together. Scratch out right in. Well, I would hope so. And who else could say that? It goes deeper. These are three simple tests to be able to, in 90 seconds, determine if your marketing is being effective or not. So I'm not going
Why
into
they
deeper.
selected Fuller's would be what Josh is asking. Like, why did they win? That's what they should be marketing rather than just the Dallas Morning News.
I think it
selection.
said that they paid more than
I'm familiar with that ad. Supposedly, they had 2 or 3 people go around to different places to try to sell their gold. And out of the 3 or 4 places, Fuller's offered more money than the other folks. So they say that in their article.
So that's what they say in the article.
Yeah.
Well, that's based on how many people actually went and talked to Dallas Morning News then and how many they interviewed,
Right.
right? That's what you're basing it on. The answer is, does it help? Sure, it probably helps to a percentage of people, right? Does it help? Yeah. Is it going to hurt you? No, it's not going to hurt you to put that in your ad. But here's my question. If I'm having to choose in between Fuller's Jewelry Store and Ramsey Jeweler, or we have a I don't know, clockmaker, King Arthur back here, if he buys gold, the question is, how do I know, based on Fuller's Jewelry Store, how do I know that they really pay top dollar? All they tell me is, we pay top dollar. They don't give me any quantifiable evidence. Now, if you have more questions about that and you want to say, well, Josh, I don't know if I agree with that, great. When you can leave here and you go back to your office, go to YouTube and go do just like 5 minutes of research on Google on the difference in between some jewelry companies that buy gold and others. Because I'll tell you right now, it took me like 3 minutes to find a YouTube video that talked about the difference of why some people are paying high dollar and why other people aren't. It took me 3 minutes. The difference is no commercials in the Dallas-Fort Worth area talk about that in the commercial. They're paying for all this money to blast out commercials again and again and again. And they're paying somewhere in the excess of about $20,000 to $50,000 a month in commercials. But yet their message is platitude filled. Does that make sense? I skipped the last one because I don't know what happened to my slide there. It talks about innovation. And the last part that I'll talk about, and I'm going to turn it over to Matt, is innovation. Innovating your business is important. Innovating your business is asking yourself, what does your customer want that you're not already giving them? What can you help them do? What can you help them accomplish to get to their ultimate goal? Texas Security Bank is doing a great job of innovating banking. I don't know a whole lot of banks that has a meeting like this that says, hey, speaker, come in and educate some people on something new that maybe they haven't thought about before. That's innovation. Can you do it with your business? Yeah, think about it. All of you are either prospects or members of Texas Security Bank. What have they done in innovating their business to get you here right now? They've put either future buyers or now buyers or current buyers in these seats. That's innovation. So my challenge and question to you is, what can you do to better communicate and innovate your own business in this? Okay? Now, I'm going to turn it over to Matt. He's going to talk a lot more about tactical marketing. Once you've created a good message, you have to get that message out to the masses. Okay? If you have more questions for me, I'll be around. And we also have a CD up here I just wanted to tell you about real quick because I'm not going to talk at the end. These CDs I typically sell them when I travel, but because I'm with Texas Security Bank, and I actually bank here as well, and do a loan here soon, I think, I'm doing these CDs for free. So feel free to grab one of these CDs. You can grab them right up here. And if you have any questions, I'll be around. I'm going to turn it over to Matt here for a little bit.